Morning, everybody. Just my microphone and audio here real fast. Just want to let you know that I love doing these make time moments. I'm going to start every Monday, 9:30, to be able to give you some insights. It's a motivation for Monday, these make time motivational Monday moments, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to be live here to give you some inspiration. So this has been a year that's been called uncanny, crazy, the worst year ever. It's been called the most uncertain year, the most challenging year, a pandemic year, a scandemic year, all sorts of ranges from the political spectrum, focused on the pandemic, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The reality is, we are, most of us, in a situation where we cannot control most of these outcomes. We don't control pandemic numbers, we don't control political outcomes. We have a voice, we can vote. Other than that, like, we're not able to really move the dial in the big scheme of things. It's our voice, and yes, we can be leaders. We can get out there and we can voice our opinions and get started on things and contribute to causes, etc. But really, we don't directly affect these outcomes. In a book that I recommend for most of my coaching clients and give them as a gift, usually as they work with me, is called Man's Search for Meaning. In it, Victor Frankl, before he became a doctor of psychiatry, details his experience in a concentration camp. In this incredible tell-all, book that has sold more than 12, 13 million copies of this book, an absolutely international bestseller for years and years and years, has given me such incredible knowledge and insight into what this year was really all about. This man showed us his experience of going into that concentration camp, what happened there, and how he survived when a lot of others did not. Now, one of the key takeaways from the book and from his experience is that the only thing he could really control was his attitude throughout the entire thing, was just how he acts, and that he didn't react like his fellow prisoners did. There's a lot of different principles that he learned through that, and how he learned to survive by just playing these mind tricks with himself to keep him in that space that allowed him to just keep going, because they played tricks on them. Like the German soldiers played tricks on these prisoners, psychological tricks to get them to break and to crack, and ultimately a lot of times led to their death. What I noticed with Frankel is that, yes, he played these tricks, he understood them, and he tried to teach other people so that they could survive, and he made it. But there was one motivation by the end of the book that comes out very clear. I won't spoil it for you, so go read the book. But one motivation that carried him throughout the entire experience, that he kept himself moving along, and this love of this kept him motivated the entire time. And it really is on page 97, I believe. Let me just go there. Um, sorry, it's 98. It's this will to meaning, that with his own will to meaning, and he has his own meaning. We all each have that. But his own will to meaning allowed him not to just live through the experience, but actually live it well and make it, in all actuality, a great experience. As much as that sounds incredible, impossible, ridiculous, he turned this experience of being in a concentration camp to be actually a good experience for him. And then he shared this knowledge with all of us. I know that 2020 has been a challenge. It's been uncertain. It's been pandemic, scandemic, political upheavals. There's been incredible things that most likely have touched you and your family financially, socially, even your health, and relationally. Like, all these things have been affected in your life, most likely in everyone's life. However, it has literally been probably the best year for me, for my business, for my family ever. And I know that you, if we take this same approach, that Viktor Frankl's approach of finding your will to meaning, not only will you survive, but you'll thrive in this atmosphere, you'll thrive in this condition, and you will make 2020 and 2021 going forward the same attitude. If we get the same thing that's coming from this year to next, you'll be able to make that the best year ever. So go on, live life on purpose, and make this year and next the best year ever.